So what is up, guys? Killerkev, and today back with another episode of Pokemon Go, and today we're going to be talking about something that's very important within the game. It is going to be the IV calculator, or the IV percent of each one of your Pokemon. Now this is a great thing to have just in general. It's not cheating anyway, so don't worry about that too much. All you're doing is finding the percentage out on each one of your Pokemon. Now all I can say is that the higher percent of IV, the better the Pokemon is going to be. So for example, before we start this and I explain it, I'll tell you a small story. Me and my friend Ant went down to the beach the other day and we tried to take a gym. It was a level 8 gym, but the first Pokemon, it was a 1.1 Hypno, 1100 Hypno. Didn't really realise how strong it actually was. Now, Ant could not get past this Hypno, bearing in mind he was probably a lot higher level than the guy that put the Hypno in there. I struggled with this Hypno, but it was only a 1100. That is purely because of the Drowsy or the Hypno, either way the one of the court, had a good IV. Now IV means loads of different things. IV is also based around sort of attack, stamina, defense. Just generally overall you want a good IV Pokemon, so you have a good Pokemon. So for example, I've got an 88% IV on a Charmander, which that Charmander is gonna be 1,000 times better than the Charizard I've got. I'm not gonna lie, my Charizard I think is like a 36% IV. It does explain a lot because when I take the Charizard within the gym, it actually does get squashed quite easily. So as you can see now, we're going to bring up this image right now of a Bulbasaur. And as you can tell, this Bulbasaur is 605 CP level. It's already done. I've already done this. I've put it in the name. That's why a lot of people do this and put it in the names. It is a Bulbasaur. It's a 94% Bulbasaur, which is absolutely huge. I'm not going to lie. I've never seen a 94 ever in my life, even on the whole across YouTube. And bearing in mind, you do watch a lot of people play Pokemon Go YouTube. But no, it has 62 HP, the Stardust requirement, and all these other different things. Obviously we are going to need to look at the IV calculator in general, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I've got two examples here. I've got obviously one Bulbasaur and another Bulbasaur. We're going to compare the IVs, and I'll explain what the website is. Now we're going to go over to a website on screen now, PokerAssist.com main IV calculator. This obviously website has a load of different things to do with Pokemon Go. Obviously I'm going to leave this link for the IV calculator in the description below. Obviously go and check out the rest of the website as well. It's freaking awesome. So as before, look at this Bulbasaur. We're going to put in Bulbasaur, which is the Pokemon name. So there's the CP here, so the CP is 605, not that, Jesus, 605. The HP is 62. And the dust requirement to do it is 2,500. Also as well, this is great, I love this. Have you powered it up before? Which is no. I found this Pokemon, I think from an egg actually, or I'm pretty sure I caught it. And as you can tell here, I go by average. I don't go by maximum or minimum, purely because it's average. So I like to think of it could be sort of here, or it could be up here. I don't sort of think that it would be a minimum, even for that fact it's fine. I do realise as well that some of the IV rates do change if you do power them up after that. So if you say you catch a 94 Bulbasaur and you put, I don't know, 1 power up into it, the IV ratings do change significantly. So bearing in mind when you do that as well, some do, some don't. I think we did it on a Pidgey and it changed, and then we did it on a Bowsprout and it didn't change. It's a little bit weird, not going to lie. But yeah, this is pretty much it. I'd love to see what it is powered. 91. Okay, still not bad, but it isn't. I know that for a fact. So it is 94. Also as well, I love about this website, if we go down here and have a little look as well, it is sort of the base level. Maximum level obviously was 20. This Pokemon will require 41 power-ups to reach a 40.5. This would cost you a honking amount of candies, which is pretty damn sick. You can put it in here as well, which is pretty cool. Slide below your possible IV against the best or the worst. So let's put it up. I think this is level in general. So my level at the moment is 29.5. So the worst possible ever could be 126 attack, which is not too bad. Defense the same as well, stamina 90, CP can go up to here as well, the worst possible one ever, and the CP of 65. This I don't really use purely because you can actually just power it up. As you can tell by looking back to the image now, it's only 605 and we can pretty much pump loads of stuff into it, carry on. So I pretty much just go off this. It's pretty much all I do is looking for the name, the CP, the HP, how much dust it requires, have a power up, yes or no, calculate, it appears up here, 4 possible IV combinations here, found with perfection. So for me, I always go off average. I never go off any of the other two purely because I just don't see the point. It could be average, you know, it's just a base flat line of what it could and couldn't be. Worst case scenario ever being 93, but it's not far off, to be totally honest. And the maximum, I'll take a 95.6. Is that realistically going to happen? Probably not, so I'm definitely just going to take the average. So let's look at a couple more other Pokemon as well, and I'll explain as we go through the video as well. CP is not the main issue here at all, and I'll explain that. So as you can tell on screen at the moment, I do actually have a Pidgey up on screen, which is 462 CP. Pretty overpowered. Obviously, as a Pidgey, it's pretty high. It's almost maxed as well, so that's pretty damn sick. And yeah, so we're obviously going to do the IV calculation on this. Bearing in mind, I'll teach you a little trick in a minute what we can do. Let's head over to the website. So let's pop it up now. So we're here already, and yeah, let's type it all in. So 462 for a Pidgey. HP obviously has 61. A dust requirement is 5,000 dust. Jeez Louise. Calculate. So average is a 38.2. Perfection or maximum, it can be a 46.7, and a minimum of 31. Okay, that's not great. It's actually well below average. It's a 38. Obviously, we're looking at 50. Ideally, we would want anywhere between 80 plus of any Pokemon, which is what you're trying to find in the wild. So if you're looking for that Pokemon that when you take into a gym and you just want to crush stuff, that is what you're looking for in a Pokemon IV, people. So as I said before, my Charizard, my first Charizard which I ever caught, which I believe is 1500 at the moment, is only a 36 IV rating, which is shocking, and it shows as well because when I take it into gyms, it just gets freaking annihilated. But my other Charmander is 88, which you're obviously looking for anywhere between 80 plus, and 88 Charmander. Once I level to Charizard, guaranteed, even if it was lower CP than my 1500 Charizard, if it was a 1200 versus the 1500, the 1200 being the 88% IV Charmander, it would easily, I guarantee, easily shit all over a bigger Charizard. 110%. So guys, when you're out in the wild, try not to discard anything. If you are, go and check the IVs before you do. You want a good IV strong Pokemon. I got a 93 Ghastly the other day, and I will be making that into a sick Gengar. Guys, as I realised today, it's not all about CP. In my eyes, CP is just something flashy to show off, and your CP is also to do with your HP. Obviously, if you have any comments about any of the topics I discussed in this video, or you just want a general check about IV, hit me up in the comment section below. I'd love to get back to you guys. I'm very active on my channel, and yeah, thanks ever so much for watching. But until the next one, guys, Killerkev here, and Killerkev out.